The global water crisis is something that we cannot ignore. Currently, we're facing insufficient water for use all over the world, from Taiwan to India, South Africa, Vietnam, and the list goes on. Globally, 1.1 billion people lack access to water, and 2.7 billion people face water scarcity for at least 1 month of the year. And in one way or another, we are responsible for this. The food we eat, the electronics we use, the clothes we wear, their production requires an unbelievable amount of water which could be used by people to carry out the daily activities in their lives.
Without water, many companies and products would not exist. It's essentially needed for nearly every step of manufacturing across industries, and we need a lot of it. A lot of the water usage is largely unknown to the broader public. An example is manufacturing electronics, which is a very thirsty business. Water is used to mine key minerals and to manufacture microchips. Fashion is the second most water-intensive industry in the world, and it's also a hidden cost to the industry. Meat industry is another large player, with production of one hamburger using more than 2,000 liters of water.
Dạ, áo khoác thì mình sẽ mua rất là nhiều loại, như là áo khoác có mũ, không mũ, áo khoác jean, áo khoác kéo dây hoặc là rút dây.
1,500 liters per kilogram of bread with 150 pails of water.
10,600 liters per laptop equals to 1,060 pails of water. Interesting, because I never knew it took water to make such general stuff. I thought they were made in some other ways. I wouldn't have known that water would be a part of the process.
I'm sure some of you have heard the stories of, for example, a brewery or a soda company setting up their manufacturing site in a place where there is actually a lot of water scarcity. And it means that they have to pump out a huge amount of water to produce, for example, beer or a soda. And that can actually compete with the water for the local communities, and that can actually lead to a lot of challenges.
It's a problem for the farmers here because they have to divide their water for the irrigations. These irrigations here is the main activities for the farmers. We have people and children and women still have to walk long way to walk like more than 1 kilometer to take the water. We know that it's quite universal, right? This is the universal problems. So that's why I mean, like, even people in Singapore or in most industrial country can help us in the dry areas to get water by just do what you can do in your place, thinking of the people in dry areas.
Yeah, it does. It's very surprising, very shocking.
And it makes me want to perhaps not waste things that I buy, or think twice in the future before I make impulse purchases.
Due to increasing consumerism and population size, the global appetite for goods is projected to increase significantly in the decades ahead, which would result in a growth of water demand, thus putting pressure on our available water resources. But fear not, we can all make a difference.
Businesses, when they start their operations and they need a huge amount of water, they don't do so in a water-stressed area. And if they do so, there is lots of ways how they can mitigate their impact. They can, for example, harvest rainwater, and they can do that for their operations, but they can also help the local communities to harvest the rainwater, and as such have a better access to water, and hopefully also do so in such a way that it's going to last the communities for a very long time.
We believe that we have to be more conscious buyers. When we buy something, then we have to think how it's produced and what materials they use and how much they generate waste from one product. So I think that's the things that we can do.
I think that we should buy what we need instead of what we want.
I think what I can do is firstly to think twice. As simple as it may sound, I think it's very important to really think through and see if that thing is necessary. Sometimes they're mostly unnecessary things. Like you probably already have it, but you just want to get another version of it. Like for example, phone cases. And also another thing I can do to reduce my impulse purchases is what I still do now, right? Is I put my items in my cart and then I don't check out. So I just leave it in my cart. And usually like after a few months, I will lose interest in the product and then I will just remove it from my cart. So it kind of like controls my impulse purchases.
It is a basic human right to have access to water. And as a human being, it's our responsibility to have compassion and conserve.